What is up, Raveraide fam? Welcome to another episode of the Raveraide podcast with your host, Tyler Hardy. And as you guys can see, we're not in the usual podcast studio today. That is because we've had some really awesome special guests on today. Jeremy and Dom, better known as Big Gigantic. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about our collaboration of our Raveraide product that we made together, the journey of how we met, some of the experiences we've had along the way, and a whole bunch else. So you guys are in tune for a great episode, and here we go. What's up, boys? How you been?
Pretty good.
What's happening? How are you?
Doing amazing. I haven't seen you guys in a minute. It's been since what? Area 15 in Vegas, yeah?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, the epic comeback that Jeremy had on the roulette table.
Oh, man, that was a big night, dude.
We
had a big night. That was so much fun.
Yeah.
You called it.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Like 0-0.
Yeah, let's tell everybody about that real quick. A quick little story to
yeah,
start
we had played our show, and we were just out late. We were at the Wynn, right? Casino?
Yeah.
And we had played craps. Did we play blackjack, or we were trying to play blackjack?
I think we played craps.
It was the end of the night.
Yeah,
it was like
we were on
3 a.m. or something. Our bus had to leave, and there's this last like Hail Mary situation. We're walking by the roulette table. We're not ready to go, and Tyler's like, "Yo, you should put it down. Put it on 0-0." Right? Or no, you said split the 0 and 0-0.
Yeah, we were up big. Dom was on a heater on the craps table.
Yeah.
I was on a heater, but then I think I lost. Then I quickly lost it all. So I was like, okay, I lost. I'm out.
And then we started playing. I think we started trying to find other tables like to get back in the game. And then we were down to our last.
It was time to leave.
Bucks. Yeah, it was down to our last bucks, and I think we were playing roulette. And I think you're
I
down
don't
like
think I did
40,
anything.
$50 maybe.
Yeah, it wasn't a lot, and it was just. I can't remember if I put everything there or like spread a little bit. I think I did other numbers, but most of it was like, boom, split the 0-0, and then we hit it. I was like, holy crap, it was crazy. Yeah, that was an epic moment.
Whispered in your ear. I was like, dude, there's only one way to go about this. You should split 0-0, and you either you walk out a champion, or we walk out and say we did our best. And
it was an
4
epic
o'clock
moment.
in the morning, we're screaming and yelling in the lobby saying when we won.
Yeah, no, we did. It was we won, and the rest is history, and here we are now.
We'll take that as a good omen for everything that's to come.
Yep, exactly.
Looked at it. So cool. So like you guys have been all over the circuit this year, running around, doing some crazy stuff like usual. So what have been some of the highlights of your guys' year so far? Fill us in on the day-to-day life.
I would say, we had a tour earlier this year, and that was fun. That's where we saw went coast to coast. Hit some good spots, and then we had a little time off to chill, just working on music and stuff, and then we kind of got back in the saddle a few weeks ago. Put out an EP with Nightmare.
So good, by the way.
Self-titled, yeah, thank you.
You guys crushed it.
5 tracks, and then we had a few shows we did like we did the Brooklyn Mirage in Brooklyn. That was kind of like our CD release show. We did Shambhala Festival in Canada, which is a classic.
How is Shambhala? I haven't been yet. I've always wanted to go.
It's really cool. It's kind of like if you could. It's just really grassroots, kind of like Electric Forest vibe, but very grassroots. Just really cool. In the middle of nowhere. It's not easy to get to from anywhere, and no alcohol at this festival. Which I think is a game changer, which really makes the whole festival. It's the vibe there is incredible with the people and everything. And so, anyways, that was super cool. We did a couple other festivals. Forbidden Kingdom down in Orlando. I think there's one I'm missing. I can't remember exactly, but we got a pretty big weekend coming up. Labor Day, we're doing Electric Zoo in New York City. We do North Coast in Chicago. What else are we doing? Yeah,
we're doing for North Coast. We're doing it's like Nightmare, Big Gigantic, and then Gigantic Nightmare, all bam, 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 which is going to be cool. We've never done that before. And then after that, we got Imagine Festival in Atlanta a couple weeks later. And then 2 weeks after that, we got Rowdy Town, baby.
Yeah, I'm excited. The whole team's going to be up for Rowdy Town. It should be a good time.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's so crazy to see. Like, it's crazy. The first time I saw you guys was at Red Rocks last year when I met you, because I had to leave Electric Forest early last year, and I missed your guys' set. And I was like, the very first time I saw you and met you guys, it's been awesome ever since then.
Yeah, we've been on a great journey.
And it's been fun. It's been a lot of work.
Yep. And then we're touring actually after Red Rocks too. We got Rowdy Town, and then 2 weeks after we do a 3-week like October run with a festival in there, breakaway festival, and hitting some West Coast stuff, hitting some Midwest, some East Coast, kind of all over.
It's all over. Yeah. So okay, like this is a question I wasn't gonna ask, or like I didn't think of until now, but like, what do you guys do to take care of your health, like when you're on the road all the time? Because I've been on the road more this year than ever, and you guys are traveling more than I am. So like, what are some staples or things that you do to keep yourself in good shape?
Yeah, I would say, the tricky thing is like, when we do a show, it's like there's always like a bottle of tequila around, and it's not like we're like getting crazy, but we have a drink, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And like, I don't drink as frequently like when I'm home or anything like that, you know what I mean? So that's the only tricky thing. But for the most part, I mean, I think just like exercising a little bit, staying on some kind of routine helps kind of just keep you, mentally and physically okay. Then we also get a little bit just by playing the show. You get a good sweat in, you get running around a little bit. So that helps. It's a little harder. You have to work a little bit harder to eat healthy on the road, but we've been touring for a while, so we kind of know where we can go to get something healthy if we need. So I think that's kind of the key, and just trying to just all the normal stuff, trying to sleep. Sometimes you can sleep, sometimes you can't. Get it when you can, that kind of stuff. Not raging too hard. Maybe like the last night you can rage hard because you're just like going home or whatever. But other than that, in the middle of it, you don't want to screw yourself the first night, and then you're like hurting for like 4 days.
Too many times.
Yeah, that's the biggest festival mistake you can make is the night one send it, and then night 2 and 3 you're grasping for dear life. Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough, man. Yeah, we got all the the kombuchas and the coconut waters, and try to stay hydrated. We heard about this thing called Raveraide that I've been like addicted to for the last year, pretty much.
Dude, one of my favorite things that like makes my day every time is like when you'll text me and be like, dude, John, like Tom got into my Raveraide stash. Can you send me some more? Like,
that's been a while since that.
Hey, we need some more. Like, or it's like that you guys use it every day. It's like it means a lot to us. And we're glad that you guys like it so much. So.
Yeah, I love it.
And we'll talk more about that later in the episode. Yeah. So one of the things I wanted to ask you guys specifically is. A lot of people who listen to our podcast, like they're entrepreneurs, they're aspiring, people, artists, stuff, want to come up through the game and get into the industry more. And specifically, you guys are going on 15 years now, I believe. Like this is your guys' 15th year anniversary, right?
Crazy.
Right? 07. Yeah.
08.
07, 08.
Yeah,
So
but that's still 15.
You guys are coming up on a big milestone. So specifically, like how have you guys changed in order to get to where you guys are at now? Like, how have you guys personally developed? Like, who are you now versus who you were before? And like, what's changed? Like, have you had moments where you've like brushed up against like levels that you're like, hey, I need to be different in this way to get to that place? Like, what has that experience been like? Because I feel like a lot of people don't share that side of it. And it's really an important part for people who are up and coming to realize that you have to change and work on self-actualization to hit those upper echelons that you guys are at now.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I feel like it's been, you're always changing, and through the process of, or not the process, but the kind of the adventure that we've been on for like 15 years. We didn't, when we started, we were just, it was like, oh, this could work. This is fun. Dom was making like this dope music and was like, you should play drums, and I'm gonna play sax, and we're gonna do this. And yeah, as we grew, there's like new challenges with that, with having crew come in and having the team growing and trying to support the team, support each other, try to kind of just do everything. And it's been an amazing journey over the last 15 years, and you're still growing every day, trying to do the best you can, do better in some areas, tweak things here and there. And at least it's kind of my view on it. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty tricky, right? I mean, saying, we've been in the game 15 years, and how much has everything changed in the last 15 years? Like everything, literally.
All of life.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
From, when we were getting started, like, it was like Facebook was kind of like that, and that was it. MySpace, shit like that. You know what I mean? Which is crazy, right? There weren't a lot of festivals. So just in so much has changed in the world, so there's that aspect that's changing, and then you're changing, you're growing up and you're getting used to things. I had done a little bit of touring and stuff like that, but not on the scale that we were doing. So it's interesting. Yeah, I mean, you really you're just kind of put in the spotlight, and you just kind of have to, you're growing through all that. So, just kind of, rolling with the punches. A lot of things are up, a lot of things are down, and trying to just stay real even through it. Remembering the things that helped you have success, like being original, doing the thing that you do well, and kind of sticking to that, but also being open to everything,
Yeah, and I can note I want to say is, like, one thing I appreciate about you guys is you guys are very unique and authentic. Like, just as people and individuals, but like your guys' music. It's like you can spot your guys' music or your guys' influence in that music from anywhere, and I think that's what's happening a lot with the like EDM communities. A lot of stuff starting to sound the same.
Sure, yeah. It's tough to, it's tough, because now, so many producers, so many people making music, how do you stand out, and really at the end of the day, it's just like, it's my sax playing and his drumming and stuff like that. And is really one of the things that keeps us alive. And it's incredible that we're still able to be, in the game at all, even after 15 years.
Yeah, would you guys say it's harder now to like gain relevancy, like if you started from scratch now, or it's harder when there's less resources and opportunities back when you guys started?
I think harder now. Now, I mean, the thing, well, back then everything was so new, so that was something that helped you just propel forward. And now it's sort of like, keeping your head above water, but in a sense, because we do have a name for ourselves, and we do something original, luckily we're able to still be around because of that, so that sort of helped. But I was even saying earlier, just trying, we want to stay relevant, but also like we have to jump up above, and do something extraordinary too, to like catch heads, to turn people's attention again, so we're not just the same old big G that you've always heard for all these years,
Yeah,
I mean?
it's such a delicate balance though,
It's
too,
tricky.
because you have like artists who gain a lot of fame early on,
Right,
because of their unique sound, and then they try to do something different that's so far away from what they started with that they kind of lose some of that fan base. So it's
Sure.
like keeping like that old authentic roots, but making it like newer, better, cleaner, all that stuff. It's
pretty
not
tricky.
easy. Yeah,
it's pretty tricky. I like, in my mind, I'm like, it's I struggle, of course, like anyone would, but I just do my best. I'm human. I do my best. I try to put the work in, put the time in, and just hope for the best. Just do that. Try to be the best person I can be on a daily, and hope for the best, man. I mean, if the world stopped today, I would be incredibly grateful for everything that has happened up to this point. That's for sure.
I love that.
Definitely. Yeah. Agree. 100%.
No, that's awesome. I love that. Can you guys recollect any times when you guys were just like in a really tough spot with the project, or like creatively, or in any moments where you guys were like maybe having like doubts or anything
All the time,
like that?
every day.
Every day. Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, that's
It's like when I'm sitting alone in my studio, I mean, it's just me and my mind and the different tools that I have.
How do you navigate through that?
Just what I said before, just stand, just kind of I mean, doing a lot of holistic things, like, meditation, staying in the moment, not being on social media too much, all those things, just sticking with the schedule, keeping on. You know, some days it's like this, other days, you know, I want to like throw my computer through the window. You know,
I get that. I can empathize for sure. Cool. So let's see here. So let's kind of shift gears like on the collaboration and just talk about like how all this came to be and, you know, what we're about to do, and just kind of riff on that for a minute. So basically what happened was Becca, shout out Becca. We love Becca.
Thanks, Becca.
The best.
She's the
Becca
MVP.
Dixon.
Yeah, so it was right before Imagine. She had reached out to us on Instagram, found Raveraide, and asked us to send up some product to you guys, and we just sent some up and really didn't expect to like hear much back or anything like that. And then a week later, she's like, hey, they love it, you know, come up to Red Rocks. You know, did you guys, when you guys wanted us to come up, were you guys planning on like doing a collaboration, or like what was, from your guys' perspective, what was your first initial thought of the product and what it did for you guys, I guess is the better question.
Yeah, I feel like I remember Becca like dropped some samples off and you guys had like a box, and there was like a shaman robe or whatever in there, and I was like, this is wild stuff right here. Like, what is this? And it was probably like a month before Red Rocks maybe,
yeah,
or something. And I take like all sorts of supplements and vitamins and this and that, and you know, sometimes OCD about reading labels and looking at what's in stuff, and kind of connecting with you guys and reading about what you were doing with your supplement, hydration, super clean, had these neurotropics in it. And I started taking it as I was like working on Rowdy Town, like content, and just working all day, every day, like waking up and Raveraide, that's when I really got to like test it out, because I would wake up and drink one in the morning and then pretty much go down and work on content all day, and come up for meals and then go back down. And it like, I just noticed a complete like change in you know, or it just helped me, I guess it aided me getting through that. And that was just me kind of functioning at home, working, you know, on a computer, and practicing drums too, but most of it was like really like redoing our content for the live show and stuff. And that's when I got hooked on it and was like, wow, this is incredible. And told Becca, like, I think it was like, can you get me more? Because I think I had used it up pretty quick.
It goes quick.
It goes quick, yeah. I mean, if you're doing it every day, you know, if you're making my little cocktail in the morning with water and the powder, but yeah, and talking with you guys more and learning more about what you were doing, we were like, okay, we gotta get them at Red Rocks. And you guys had shown interest about coming out, and then the conversation, you know, we got to meet there and chat, and it like went from there. And I'm so excited that we got to a point where we like collab on a flavor, and got, you know, you guys digging deeper, doing more research about, you know, monk fruit and sweeteners and this and that. And you guys were so great at taking your formula, like taking what you're doing to the next level and making the best thing you can possibly do.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like when we ended up meeting like backstage at Red Rocks, like it was like I was talking about in the podcast we did earlier about like, it was like you guys have been with us the entire time through the company. Like every single thing that we were working on improving, like you nailed it. You're like, what about this? Why don't we do this? Like, why don't we go to biodegradable tubing? Like, and it was just like all clicked, and we're like, okay, this is what we're meant to do. Even to the point where, like, so lucky, we're like, what flavor do you want? And I'm sitting there in my head, I'm like, don't say blue, like, please don't say blue raspberry or something like that's not real. Like, please don't.
Yeah.
And then you're like orange, and I was like, oh my god,
some sort of orangey
thank
vibe.
God,
yeah.
Because that is the one flavor we were already working on before you guys asked for
it's
it.
So good.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what specifically, like you say you feel better, like is it cognitively? Right. Is it like overall wellness? Like, just give me like your official testimonial of like what the product's like for you guys.
I feel like you know, why can't I think of the word right now while my brain's not working? Clarity. It's just all of it, because it has so many great like vitamins in it, and I think hydration is really important, especially when you're like working a lot, or you're at a show, or you're doing this, you're exercise, literally for anything in the day. Clarity is huge. which I did not prove with that, but I didn't drink one
You
today.
haven't had one. You haven't
I
had one
actually
today.
didn't have one today. I would like to
That's
put
why,
that,
dude.
and that's really interesting. But yeah, maybe Dom can expand on it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I would say for me, probably clarity and like energy.
Energy. Yeah.
You know, so in a couple instances, like I like to have an afternoon cup of coffee, and sometimes that's like my third cup of coffee, and I'm like, okay, is this really where the direction I need to go right now? So that's when Raveraide's great, because it's like I can do that, and that'll be really healthy for me, help me feel good through the rest of the day, night, and
So
also
you don't do coffee, you'll like skip coffee.
well, like my third coffee of the day.
Yeah, sure. Not the first.
Not the first.
Yeah,
No, not
we're
the first.
we're replacing the third coffee of the day.
I never skipped the first one. And then also, on those when we're traveling and stuff, and we're out late or just playing late or whatever, drinking, having a night, and then we have an early airport or early whatever, and we have to do something the next day. I mean, that's when it comes in big time, because it's like, okay. Or if I'm out in the sun if I'm going to be doing something out in the sun all day or whatever, I'm like, okay, let me make sure to grab one of these and bring it with, or take one before I go. That's when it really feels like it helps a lot too.
Definitely, yeah. A lot of people like to say it's like a get out of jail free card.
Totally.
Yeah, right. I mean, definitely those like long nights, wake up early for a flight, like Dom is saying. I'll think about it before, when we're leaving the festival or green room. I'll be like, okay, I need a water bottle, because the hotel, the little cup in the hotel is not big enough, and I got the whole system worked out to where I can wake up and make it happen, and then it helps a ton.
Yeah, or if I like, oh man, like I shouldn't have had like the last drink, because I know I'm gonna feel like shit in the morning, and then I'll just like crush one of those before bed, and I'll wake up and I'll be like, yes, I feel good.
Yeah, it has such a like wide array of uses, and that was the big thing we talked about before we hopped on the podcast today, is like kind of getting out of like the hydration stick lane and more into like the all day, like any day, everyday use type of thing, because like, yeah, you use it at music festivals, but like you guys are using it for your workflow. You guys are using it for travel, for taking care of your health. Like, more people need to know that, and that's the, kind of the big thing that we're pushing here. Is it's a daily use supplement at this point, not just a I go to music festival.
It's
supplement.
not just like for raves. Essentially, it's
and
literally.
I have like a holistic doctor that I go to, and I have like we do blood work and blah blah blah, and she tells me, and I was telling her, hey, like I'm taking these every day, because I was telling her everything I eat, the whole nine, and she's like looked at the whole labeling, and she was like, this is great, you can take this every day, totally legit, everything in here is good, and it wasn't even our flavor, it was like it was like I don't know, blackberry or whatever.
The berry, and that one's getting reworked right now, because like, as with all things, like you guys probably rack your heads on your music, and like what the final product is that you guys create is probably way different than what happens behind the doors that you guys are making. And
for sure,
same thing we're doing here. It's like kind of talking about like the level ups, like you guys really challenged us, and I just want to thank you for like what you guys did, and like energetically pushed us towards really perfecting the product, because this is, in my eyes, like a perfected version of our product, and it wouldn't be possible specifically without you, because you, Jeremy, like you pushed us really hard. Like you hit us with a lot of questions about certain things, and things that we were already considering kind of shifting on. So I just want to like thank you. The team's super appreciative of that, because
love it.
Yeah,
I love you guys, and appreciate you guys being open to growing and to like doing. It was already evident that you guys wanted to make the best product you possibly could, and you're still trying to tweak things and still trying to, which is really, really cool, man. I think it's there's nothing but success behind that. Like all the hard work, the idea is amazing, what you've made is amazing, and once it clicks with people that like what it is or whatever, I think you're gonna eat it up, because there's no drink it up. There's no reason not to. And it's just great, man. I'm stoked that it came into our life, that Becca found you guys, or however it happened. It's just so like it's great.
Yeah, it's very serendipitous. I don't think I ever told you guys this. Like when I got the idea for Raveraide, like I was in a pretty bad spot in life. I was not happy. I was very unfulfilled. My health was not in a good place. I was doing a job that I absolutely hated. I was in Michigan, and I was driving back one day from a really tough day, and it was like during the midst of COVID. It was just a crazy time, and like the idea came in, and one of the biggest things that got me excited about all of it was collaboration with artists that I felt believed and had the same values and wanting the world to be a better place. Like your guys' messaging, everything that you guys are about is like was perfect alignment for like what we're about, and it's just like it's very surreal. Like this has been 3 years in the making to get to this moment. Just sitting in this podcast right now is like just so surreal, and I just want to thank you guys. Like you guys are helping me live my dream, and you know the team, and it just goes way deeper than that. It's like my gratitude for you guys is like eternally grateful, and at the very least we'll always do our best to make the best products for you guys.
Yeah, likewise.
Appreciate it, man.
Likewise.
Yeah.
It's been
same team, same team.
Yeah, it's been awesome. Yeah, the collaboration's huge. I mean, you guys know, like that's how you get to where you get in the industry is like you collaborate with the right people. And one thing I want to talk about is like in what ways like what messaging do you guys want to have with like this launch and this release? Like what do you want the people who are going to be consuming this product to know about like how you guys want the world to be, or like what improvements we can make together? Like do you guys have any messaging behind that, or anything you guys want to say in regards to?
I think I was just gonna say, I think just be good to yourself and be good to other people. I think is the ultimate. Be good to everybody, I think is the kind of the base of that. And by putting good things in your body, your body's gonna function even better. You know, there's just so much crap out there that like is just taking us down constantly, whether it's stuff we're eating or things that we're seeing outside of that. But having that like fuel that kind of keeps the car running well is, you know, being good to yourself. And, you know, there's so many other ways to do that. But yeah, be good to yourself, be good to other people. And I feel like that will spread, you know, joy and spread the positive vibes.
Yeah, I think this, you know, you guys, your product and our message works really well together, and maybe we could do like a little product reveal right now. Jared, I don't know if you want to open up that.
Hey,
so
awesome.
we have a couple albums. One of our big messages, Brighter Future. So, you know, we took our Brighter Future, album art and flipped it, for the collab here. And so, you know, Brighter Future, you know, for us is, you know, pretty clear, obviously, but, you know, taking a step forward to try to, you know, what Jeremy said, like, you know, put a good foot into the world, do something good for other people, for yourself, you know. So it really works with, you know, putting something good into your body and really helping you to sort of like step forward every day on a better note. And so really it was just the perfect kind of collab for us and our message and what we're kind of trying to push forward anyways, positivity and all that kind of stuff and good vibes. And it's just such a beautiful collaboration, really.
Yeah.
Tasty. Tasty.
Oh, it tastes so good.
Very. Yeah. It's my favorite flavor of Raveraide. Like,
I love that. Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Can't wait to.
It's like
really
no offense to the other versions, but like
yeah.
it's you guys.
And those are great too.
Yeah.
Just what's great is like all the no's that are on here. No artificial flavors, no natural flavors, no artificial colors, dyes, sweetener, no GMO. Like, it's crazy that you have to put that on something for people to get. It's insane. I mean, that, like, it needs to change at some point to where it maybe they put, hey, we added this.
Yeah.
Like, we're starting at the base, which is that there's none of this BS in there. And then, but for now, you have to tell people, hey, there's no crap in this.
Yeah.
Like, it is straight up no sugar, no weird sugars, no, like, you know, artificial sweetener and high fructose and like all the strain, even stevia, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing.
Yeah, no, it's one of those things too, and it's like the further you the deeper you go, and like the more you stray off the path of what the norm is, you have to like go really deep in finding those ingredients and doing your own research, and then also fact checking it against, like, you know, how you feel using it versus it may say that it's safe and it's grass, you know, with the FDA or whatever, but it may not, you know, be 100% the truth. And so, like, you have to really, you know, cross-reference that yourself. And so I'm really confident in saying, like, the ingredients that we use are the best that we can find, you know.
Totally.
And, like,
That's
we're getting them from all over the world. Like, there's stuff that's coming from almost every continent that you can imagine.
Yeah.
And it's just because, you can't get everything you need in just one place, you know. And so,
which is a shame. Hopefully it leads to, like, it being easier to do that down the line. But I think it's going to take more people caring like you guys do. And because there's other companies out there making whatever kind of food it is, you know, that are trying. Yeah. But I know for y'all, it's been like a thing. Like, you really had to, like, okay, we're clearing all this out of here. Yeah. And we're going to make something pure.
That's what I talked about in the other podcast. It's just like, when we first started, I didn't know anything. Like, you know, the supplement space, you think is like, these people, like, know everything, like, that's going to make your body operate in the best way. Then you realize it's like, you're cutting corners too, you know. So it made us go back to the drawing board. And, you know, I'm grateful for the team that is at Raveraide, because, you know, without their levels of genius, like, it wouldn't have come together the way that it has. And just grateful, honestly. It's a product that I think we can all stand behind and be proud of, and know that, you know, every person who uses it's going to benefit.
Yep.
You know,
absolutely.
Doesn't matter what you're doing.
Cool. And so one thing, just for the sake of time, and we got to start wrapping up here soon, is a big part of, you know, Raveraide's mission is specifically around philanthropy. You know, and as we grow, we want to continue to get back to, you know, notable causes and things like that. You guys have your guys' foundation, if you guys want to talk more about that a little bit, and then we'll talk about what we're doing with some of the profits and proceeds from this limited edition run.
Nice. We have a foundation called Gigantic Difference Foundation that we started a number of years ago now. It might be like 2016 or 15 in that time, but it started as a way to kind of give back, like, through our shows. And pretty much every ticketed show that we do, there's $1 a ticket goes towards Gigantic Difference Foundation, and through that we raise funds to kind of try to help our community in different ways, try to help people in different ways. We've done really cool stuff with Conscious Alliance. Have been good friends of ours. Our first show was a Conscious Alliance benefit. They've been with us for years. Youth on Record is a nonprofit here in Denver that helps get music lessons and kind of teaches music to kids where those programs have been stripped from their schools, which is crazy. I mean, that's what we both, like, grew up playing. You know, where I was in band in middle school and high school, and Dom was too, and I can't imagine, like, those programs not even existing. It's just wild. But Youth on Record does great stuff, and yeah, we're still doing things, and we're excited to partner with you guys on this, and hopefully we can come up with a cool project, you know, maybe that's related to Raveraide, where we're kind of, like, giving, you know, people healthy supplements, or, you know, we can get a donation going of a product, or help with kids, like, making sure that they're kind of eating properly and putting good things in their bodies. But yeah, really looking
awesome.
forward. Thank you guys for everything you're doing to help, and hopefully we can, like, collaborate on something. Do something cool.
Without a doubt. Yeah, that's definitely some big stuff, especially, like, with my other businesses, like, looking into doing, like, solar projects in like third world countries and stuff like that. So as we grow and get bigger, like, I'm sure we'll do some fun stuff together.
Let's do it, baby.
I gotta say, a random side note, I did try when and you brought up music school and elementary and middle school, I tried to get the drums. They gave me the trumpet.
That's what happened to me.
I
played trumpet. I couldn't get drums. I got trumpet.
Yeah, I was like, come on, this is a joke.
Yeah.
And then I tried to get the sax in middle school, got the trombone.
I don't know why, like, band directors, I don't know why band directors, I mean, I you know, I obviously came up in the band thing, but yeah, it was like, they're like, oh, well, we have 14 clarinets and one trombone player, and like, you over there, you look like you do great on trombone. It's like, that's the most unnurturing way to, like, make kids excited about music. You know, it's like, maybe, like, happenstance they'd be like, oh, and it turns out I love the trombone, but, like, man, if I was a band director, I would be like, all right, here we go. 14 clarinets, 1 trombone, 2 trumpets, and 48 drummers. What are we going to do? But like, let's do it, because why would you, I don't know. It's just,
force somebody into it.
Yeah. But now it's like, they don't even have kids. They don't even have programs to force kids to do any of it.
It's crazy.
It's so important. I feel like it just like the stripping of creativity is a massive issue that we're dealing with in our society. Everything is so, the walls are all bland, the colors are bland, like we're not injecting enough art. I mean, you travel the world and we're just so bland here, and I think that it all starts in the roots of like not appreciating the arts.
Yeah, it's a shame, especially with art in schools too, those programs getting stripped. And I know that for me, being younger and kind of like, I was super into music growing up, and I did like okay, in English or like math. I did better in math than anything, but like still not great. And music was like the class I looked forward to, the thing I was actually like, oh, I'm not terrible at this. It gave me confidence. It made me feel like I was like accepted, or just, and I can't imagine going to school. First of all, you're eating a bunch of crappy food. You don't feel great. Your brain's everywhere, whether you have ADD or you're just like can't focus. And then that music and art are like the best outlet for that kind of like, for your brain at that point. If you can't, in English and social studies are not. That's the worst place you could be, when you're like, hey, focus on 1974, this happened.
Yeah, and you go from like, class to class to class. It's like, come in, sit down, open your book, having something like art or music or some outside activity or whatever to like break up your day. I mean, how, for like sanity, come on, like, give these kids a break, Yeah, it's got to be something else you can cut out there.
Yeah, it's imperative. And I think that on a positive note with that is, with DJs and artists becoming like really like, it's like a desired career path for a lot of people now, much more than ever. I think you're going to see a lot of like kids like desire to go down that path and kind of push that more. So it's good that you guys keep an eye on that and try to contribute in a super positive way.
Definitely. I have tons of instruments in my studio, piano, saxes, all the setup, and my kid always just goes right to the DJ setup. Like twists every knob, plays everything. Like,
he loves it.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe be collabing with your own kids soon. You never know.
That'll be the best.
I got him on a track. I got him on a song.
Yeah, I guess perfect. You got a young prodigy in the making. That's awesome. So what we're doing with the proceeds from this particular run is we're teaming up with Dance Safe. So tell me a little bit more. Have you guys worked with Dance Safe before? This is our first time. Why did you guys choose Dance Safe? It seemed like it was kind of a team decision. So just curious on what your guys' thought process was on that. Yeah, I
mean, they're great. It kind of like especially ties into what you guys are doing, kind of having like a healthy product for kids at shows, for people at shows. But Dance Safe, they've been around for years, and love that they're kind of creating a like safe space at shows for people to go if they're feeling whatever, they got like ate a little bit too much of this or drank a little bit too much of that, or they just want to kind of like step back and chill. Because I mean, that has happened to me. I can't even tell you how many times when I was a kid. Everybody, and it takes, I wish I had those places to like go wander off to, instead of just like sitting like in an arena, because that's where I was at a big Fish show. I'm like, oh my God, what did I do to myself?
Yeah, sometimes you're just sitting there and you're getting faced up, and you're just kind of along for the ride. And I think that if people have more practices, and that's why I try to like preach to my podcast a lot, is like kind of my experiences, because it's not just always this thing where you just show up and you just have a good time. Right. You know what I mean? There's times when things get crazy, things get wild, and just being able to like reel it back and have like that place within yourself that you can always go to, or a place that you can go that's safe, like what Dance Safe does at a lot of festivals. And our goal is with our product to try to reduce like those variations, so that you're having more smooth, consistent time, taking good care of yourself. Because I think a lot of the reasons why people have problems at festivals is like just improper nutrition, dehydration, sleep exhaustion. You start stacking it up, one of the like most daunting things that you can do to yourself is throw yourself through a 3-day, 4-day festival.
Yeah,
you know,
it's intense.
You're getting cooked.
Your body's just like just shutting down on you, and yeah, it's important to take care of yourself in a lot of ways. And you know, you're not taught that growing up. Like, you kind of have to learn it out on the streets, in the streets of the festival, the mean streets. But yeah, Dance Safe like provides such a great spot to kind of go, and you know, you can either talk to somebody, or if they're able to have testing stuff there, if they're able to just it's just something that should be at every show.
Yeah,
no matter what.
It's just trying to reduce the black eyes on that can happen in the community. It's like such a beautiful thing. I mean, you guys have seen it from its infancy to what it is today. Like, you know, a great perspective. And I've been in it for 5 years now, and you know, we just don't want to hear those experiences. Like, as I think I've told you guys, like, why the company started, with my friend collapsing and having a seizure and almost dying, and like, that's why this is all happening, you know. And so it's like, we can prevent that for one person, then this is pursuit worth having.
100%.
Yeah, and so it's the whole goal is everyone comes home a better version of themselves than they showed up. If we can do that, then
there you go.
Beginning to end, you know, great festival, you know, promoters, great products, great artists who have a good message, and you know, that's what I envision for the EDM community, and I think it's kind of due for a bit of an upgrade in some ways. And you guys are I'm grateful that you guys are along the ride with us for that.
Yeah.
So
agreed.
Yeah, man, we're here for it.
I appreciate that. It means a lot to me. So the last question I have for you guys, I ask this to every guest that I have on the podcast, is what does Raveraide mean to you? Like, what does the mission mean to you guys? What does the product mean? Like what does it mean? And the answer can be whatever you guys feel.
Yeah, for me, it's just like something healthy that I can trust, you know, that I can put in my body, that I know is like not, you know, is going to be bad. It's, you know, it's something I can take a step forward with and use safely. And that's what it is for me.
I mean, yeah, 100% agree. It's being good to yourself, you know, and putting something good in your body that you know is going to come back tenfold. And I love it. Yeah. Raveraide's the best. That's what it is to me. It's the best.
Well, I appreciate the kind words, guys. Yeah, in a world that we live in where you have to literally check every single label, every single thing, things that you think are not a problem are a big problem for your health. And like it's nice to have a product that you know you can just rely on, that you don't have to, you know, worry about, and know that you're going to get such a good output from. Yeah. I mean, the days I don't take it, like, I'm just a little bit lesser than what I am.
I can't find my words today. I'm like, geez, all right, I need to hit one right now.
Yeah, and it's awesome. And what's nice is the big thing is it's non-habit forming. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, there's no addictive qualities to the product because we're not using stimulants like that. And so just a big thing. And so that's really all I got for you guys. And you guys are about to go throw down on a pool party above where we're sitting right now. So I'm excited and looking forward to that. But just like on behalf of the team, we love you guys, seriously. Like, you guys have really helped us level up and get to a place where we're gonna impact a lot of people together. So
let's do it, man.
Can't wait.
All right, guys. Tyler Hardy, Raveraide Podcast, signing off. I never loved you like that.